like to have black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Straight out of hell.
2022, we still dying in the ghetto. We still dying in the reservation. We still dying in the burial.
Coming straight out of hell.
Christianity has failed us. Voting has failed us. Begging and pleading for a life has failed us. Loving everybody has failed us.
Straight out of hell.
Over 1,000 years later, we still begging and pleading to the oppressor to let our people go.
Coming straight out of hell.
The white man is the devil, and if he ain't, then who is, man? Never trust in our enemies. It's time to wake up, black man.
Straight out of hell.
Oppressor make a wise man mad. I walk the straight gate, narrow is the way. What that means, I'm UPK. If you don't keep the laws without work, that ain't faith. Christianity gon' have your body stinking in decay. Hold up, straight out of hell. Schools to jail cell, voting, protest, and fail. Yo's the iron cannon, hell must prevail. Survivor get ate like an animal in the wild. White man is the devil, gotta train up a child. That's right. White lives don't matter to God, that's white lies. And that ain't Christ with blue eyes either, that's white lies. Prepare slaughter, death to all heathens, women and child. Kwam Yasha Allah is real on the rise. 2022, we still dying in the ghetto. We still dying in the reservation. We still dying in the burial.
Coming straight out of hell.
Christianity has failed us. Voting has failed us. Begging and pleading for a life has failed us. Loving everybody has failed us.
Straight out of hell.
Over 1,000 years later, we still begging and pleading to the oppressor to let our people go.
Coming straight out of hell.
The white man is the devil, and if he ain't, then who is, man? Never trust in our enemy. It's time to wake up, black man.
Straight out of hell.
Live from the ghettos, burials, and reservations. We the Lord chosen people, my nigga, that's revelation. Take ground with observation, feed the nation. Look, come, operation, bring back segregation, separation, perfect hatred. I hate the white man so much, I keep commandments. Fighting for the kingdom, so I make amendments. Watch the way I'm living, be ye perfect as the Father in heaven. We ain't Christian, a mission in Christianity, the works addiction. Submission to white supremacists, warriors turn feminine. Emasculine our sister, this ain't living, my nigga. Shalom. This is a priest military, one West world, take ground, take over type shit, you understand? And we will take over and take back what's ours and what belongs to us. Priest military war ready, I ain't never going steady, don't fuck with the goals. Ride on enemies, bomb on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. Priest military war ready, I ain't never going steady, don't fuck with the goals. Ride on enemies, bomb on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down. We won't know. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down. Who that want to smoke? Fuck nigga can't match the energy. Ride on enemies. Everybody wanna be top 3. If you ain't one West, you're not thieves. Shut out, you can't feel it. Hotter than a blicky when I up and I said knees. Take heed for Christianity, white supremacy. The truth will set you free. We don't beg and plead, we don't pray on knees. Bury me, your priest, friend is on machines. We don't smoke the weed, we don't sip the lean. Fuck this whole society. We gon' follow after Christ. Got the blood of an Israelite. Cosby killing us, stay killing us like day and night. That ain't right. One year Allah, Habanai, one West, we on the rise, one city at a time, taking songs, nigga, take ground. Kwam Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, no excuses, no cowards, kind of a kind out of Wyam. Yeah, priest military war ready, I ain't never going steady, don't fuck with the goals. Ride on enemies, bomb on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. Priest military war ready, I ain't never going steady, don't fuck with the goals. Ride on enemies, bomb on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down. We won't know. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down. See his liquor got me stuck. You be carry number one. I be mama through the city, putting work. We get it done. All black, bulletproof. We the bullets that they come at the campus and on the double do the shit for fun. Cross the line. If you wanna die, get your ass done. Get it poppin' with the blicky. Every city in the slum. Not a rapper, I'm a preacher. Niggas dying over crumbs. You ain't know. You be careful with the word. That's a mo. Fuck the mainstream video. Bitch, I never sell my soul to the road. I say, yeah, up in roll mo. I can stop with Louis Vuitton, UPK, Mexico. All about the warfare. One put the foes swing down on the mission. One west. I'm living cutting creature with the script applying on my next victim. Ripple, split your fuck around the 9 miller. Put respect on my name or all my aqua come get you. Preach military war, but they ain't never gonna say they don't fuck with the ghosts. Ride on enemies, mom on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. Preach military war, but they ain't never gonna say they don't fuck with the ghosts. Ride on enemies, mom on enemies, I won't smoke. Yeah. Preach military war, but they ain't never gonna say they don't fuck with the ghosts. Ride on enemies, mom on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. Preach military war, but they ain't never gonna say they don't fuck with the ghosts. Ride on enemies, mom on enemies, motherfucker, I won't smoke. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down. This what it sounds like when we ride, living in a one West world, take ground. Another man down, fuck boy, stand down.
Ha ha! One West, bitch. You know what it is. 1969, home of the truth. And if you ain't UPK, you in the motherfucking way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Harlem, New York, 125th Street. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? We the home of the truth, bitch, nigga, what you mean? How you mention One West and didn't mention me? No excuses, no cowards, only soldiers roll with me. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? 144,000, I'm prepared to serve the king. How you mention One West and didn't mention me? Look, I eat, sleep, shit, breathe, UPK every day. Get about that Christian church. One West is the only way for righteous leadership and brotherhood. This the only place. A lot of people say they got it, but we know them bitches fake. So I'll be One West to the death, to the end. UPK versus everybody. All we do is win. Undefeated since 69. Pussy, try again. I'll be damned if we ever lose to the likes of them. Commander Junior Honor ain't no coward. You know who he is. Held on to this truth with no excuse. That's what he did. Showed us how to build a nation. Every day we put in brick. Get that all put on her head and take an oath to never quit. And I mean that shit. Every word that I'm saying. If you cross the fucking line, I'ma show you I ain't playing. And I stay war ready. Every word that we hanging. And I still rock my shield of David like I'm gang banging. Bitch, we Harlem, New York, 125th Street. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? We the home of the truth, bitch, nigga, what you mean? How you mention One West and didn't mention me? No excuses, no cowards, only soldiers roll with me. How you mention UPK and didn't mention me? 144,000, I'm prepared to serve the king. How you mention One West and didn't mention me?
Most High Christ, hey, shalom, 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 Israel, here at ISUPK, started out of One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Honor. And our mission is to teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who we are according to the Bible, and that the oppressor is the goddamn devil, the Bible speaks of, right? That's right. You understand? Today is Tuesday, and today is the Brotherhood class. And we're gonna be getting into brotherhood in the Bible, man, because let me tell you something, man. This truth, these law, statutes, and commandments, none of this stuff functions without brotherhood, man.
Right.
You must have brotherhood in order for the law, statutes, commandments to function, in order to serve the Lord, man. Why do I say that? Because we suffer as a nation. You know what I'm saying? There's scriptures in this, there's stories in the Bible where one brother do something and the whole goddamn nation suffers, man.
Right.
In order for you not to have the nation suffer, man, you got to remember that it's not about you, it's about the nation.
Right.
How do you get that it ain't about me spirit off of you? You get it off of you by having the spirit of brotherhood, man. So once you have the spirit of brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, you could be in such a selfish piece of shit, and this nation can flourish.
Right.
This nation can thrive, man. And I know the people that's been rocking with us, man, you know, we went back into the book of Maccabees when we started over at the beginning, man, even though we was in the second chapter, or the second part of it. We're going to go ahead and take it over from the beginning, man, and rock it out with the book of Maccabees, man. So if you would, y'all just pick up where you left off at last week. And we're going to get right into it, man, with these scriptures, man. The Maccabees is one of the most hardcore stories in the Bible, man. There's so many of them, but this is definitely one of my favorites. Whenever you're ready, let the people know where you at.
Come on. They're going to be reading the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 28.
Right?
The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the houses of Judah, and all the houses of Jacob was covered with confusion. Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Right, bringing the army to Jerusalem.
Right. Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
Right. This has always been the oppressor spirit.
Right.
Speak peaceable words unto Israel. You know what I'm saying? They want you to always let your guard down, man. We see it all the time at camp, where the goddamn devil come up and talk about love, and then the second that he see we ain't going for it, his true feelings show. Now he wants to get violent. Right. Now he wants to attack the camp. Now he hates black people when he's showing how he really feels. When the whole time that's how he really felt to begin with. But his whole goal was to get you to let your guard down, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man.
Right.
And let me tell you something. That's really a byproduct of the Christian church, because the Christian church has taught us to forgive all the crimes committed against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that we hold no other nation accountable for the wickedness they've done against you. So when somebody says forgive them, we do so happily. We do so happily. We have no problem forgiving anybody for the wickedness they've done against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people as a nation. We have no problem with forgiving any other heathen nation that has done something to us personally.
Right.
But you know who you won't forgive? That black man, that Hispanic man, that Native Indian man. When he comes speaking peaceably, you don't believe shit he say.
Right.
The white man comes speaking peaceably, you believe it every time.
Right.
No matter how many people he rapes, murders, kills, how much shit he steals, you believe it every time.
Right.
You Tina Turner when it comes to the white man. He didn't really mean it. I know he slapped the shit out of me for no reason, but it's just because he loves me. You know, it was being real disrespectful.
Damn.
Like that's their spirit. No matter what the oppressor do, you want that oppressor love.
Hey, right.
Let's get some more scriptures.
Come on.
You want that oppressor love. He loves me with all his heart. I know it. Look at this nice job he gave me. I get to sweep his floors.
Right.
Flip his burgers. He took all our businesses, but we didn't need him no way because it's about togetherness.
Hey, right.
It's our country.
What I can say, the white man ain't do nothing to nobody.
Yeah, white man ain't never did nothing to nobody. He's a peaceful man.
Hey, right. Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit.
All was deceit. I don't give a damn what the devil say, man. I look at it all as a lie. Today
Right.
is Tuesday. A devil can tell me today is Tuesday.
And show me on the calendar.
And I just assume he's lying.
Hey, right?
Even though I know today's Tuesday.
Did you forge that calendar?
And it make me second guess it because an oppressor said it.
Hey, right?
You get what I'm saying? Never trust the enemy.
Right.
Never trust the enemy. I don't give a damn. Yeah, I know today's Tuesday, but the devil said it, so it might not be.
Right?
Yeah, that's the way you gotta be. Hey, listen. When you don't be like that, see the outcome.
Hey, look, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, right?
You feel me? These be the same people who you trust one minute, like the scripture said right here, man, always deceit. That one moment, you know, you're like, yeah, maybe he is telling the truth. That one maybe could be a deceitful action, and it's gonna do nothing but destroy us.
Yeah, listen, you believe in oppressor if you want to.
Right? Hey, look, you wouldn't believe a snake if he told you he wasn't gonna bite you.
Right?
See, yeah, I'm just right on my tail. Don't worry about that. Don't worry
Right?
about that. I'm only hissing at you. I'm not gonna bite you.
Yeah, these things are just for show.
Right? Don't worry, I'm not venomous. I'm a constrictor, even though my toe is shaking right now.
Hey, right?
Don't worry about that.
See, yeah, I got a rattled tail, but that doesn't make me a rattlesnake.
Hey, right? So I'm only bringing my fangs at you. Don't worry about it. I'm
Right.
harmless.
Right? That's an oppressor. And we believe it every time.
Right?
An oppressor's mouth is more poisonous than a goddamn Komodo dragon.
Hey, right?
Anything he says out of that thing is bound to be the most heinous, wickedest, lyingest shit that you've ever heard in your goddamn life, flat out. You understand?
Right? Man, because it's more venomous than a Komodo dragon.
I don't even believe my doctor if he white.
Hey, right? He said you have cancer. It's a bullshit.
Right? Straight up. Let's get some more.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore.
That is the oppressor right now. He's doing that right now to the cities, gentrifying the whole black city. All the black communities, all the black areas, gentrifying it. Fell mightily upon that thing.
Right.
Slewing everything in that motherfucker. And whatever is black, he is turning it white.
Hey, right? So whatever black, he's turning it white. Right? So he's becoming a plague onto the black community. That's what he is.
Right. It's worse than Corona.
Right? Hey, look, worse than a bubonic plague.
Right.
He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people in Israel. Verse 31.
He did what? Read that part again.
And destroyed much people in Israel.
Listen, this is. So when it says destroyed much people in Israel, that's at the time we was in the state of Israel. You understand? We was in the country of Israel. But now you got to look at the scripture spiritually. You know what I'm saying? When it says destroy much people in Israel, look at it like of Israel. Of course, I'm not changing the scriptures. I'm just saying only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being destroyed out here.
Right.
I'm not saying other people don't get murdered.
Right.
Yeah, of course other people die. It's a world full of crime when the oppressor's in charge. You know, the earth is a wicked place when the oppressor's in rulership.
You're right.
But I'm saying other people's, you know, they die here and there. But black people are systematically being destroyed.
Right.
Go ahead, please.
And so locking further add on to that, like you said, it's not like everybody doesn't die here and there. You feel me? People get murdered all the time. People get killed all the time, you know, trafficked, you know, kidnapped, all that. Everybody's experienced it before. All the nations across the world have experienced it.
Right.
But the thing is, like you said, black people are the main ones dying by the boatloads, by the numbers. It ain't not a goddamn thing being done about it. Everybody else, when something happens to their nation, they get justice for it. They get that reconciliation. You feel me?
Right.
They get that chance to get that sigh of relief and be like, dang, we finally got justice for this brother. We finally got justice for our people. You feel me? Everybody has had that chance except the niggas, except the blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians in these scriptures right here, man. You understand? Everybody has that justice system behind them, but not us.
Right.
That's all I heard on that.
Yeah, right.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. Verse 32. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle.
Right.
Verse 33.
That's look at that spiritually now. So the women and children he took possession,
Right.
along with the cattle. That's your businesses. And the women and children, listen, everybody has more authority than a black man, including the women and children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get
It's
some.
on that.
Let's-
No, I'm saying so.
Yeah, that's all.
Verse 33. And built they the city of David with a great strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
Yep. That's what they do in every black community. Every black community, they do the same thing. It's a place that they do that at. It's called the Christian church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put a bunch of wicked men in charge over black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, women, and children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the sad part is we follow them.
Right.
We follow them because we destroyed them. We don't know any better, man. But the day gonna come, man, where we gonna understand that following these people, like, how do I put it? How do I put it? Following these people, we gonna understand that, like the scriptures say, another man can't get you to sin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually, we gonna understand. That following these Christian pastors is gonna be death.
Right.
It's gonna lead to death, one way or another. It's gonna lead to death. Go ahead, priest.
I was gonna say, like at some point in time, we're gonna learn to just separate from it. You
Right.
feel me? Like you gotta look at it through the eyes of, how we look at it. Like prime example, the way the UPK moves, we are completely separate from America. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like
right.
how you said, we follow America's laws. We understand that, not to drive over the speed limit, not to commit murder, stuff like that. According to America.
Right.
Not saying we would. We don't condone violence in here. That's
Right.
very, very clear. But I'm just saying, according to America, these are basic laws that everybody has to follow. But compared to, everyday average life, when you're dealing with, our oppressor, the police, we know how to conduct and carry ourselves, and we separate ourselves from America, and they understand that. They understand the fact that you can't treat, and like, what'd you say, like Django?
You can't treat him like the rest of the
right?
niggas.
You can't treat him like the rest of the niggas, because he ain't like the rest of the niggas. You
Yeah,
feel me?
right.
We don't conduct and carry ourselves with the law like our brothers and sisters in the world.
Yeah,
We are a
right.
complete separate nation. And at some time and point, our brothers and sisters in the world is going to realize that same effect. You feel me? Once they start to move like how we move, the oppressor ain't gonna have no hold over.
Right.
He ain't
No
gonna
more
have
power.
right. He ain't gonna have no power over him. The Christian
Nope.
pastor, all his power goes out the window.
The only reason you follow Christian pastors is because the Christian pastor allows you to be a selfish piece of shit.
Right.
Once you get that selfish piece of shit spirit out of you
Right.
and start doing what the Lord told you to do instead of what the fuck you want to do, so like in my language, then it changes the ball game.
No, it really
It
do.
changes everything. Like we was just at the expo. I can't even call
Call
it
it the block. Yeah,
Yeah, you can't.
Salak, yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Salak, Salak, Salak. No. I was gonna say it's messed up because, like you said, we gotta call it the expo now. We can't even call it the Black Expo because the whole time we was in there, we seen oppressor here and there, but then it was mainly majority of Hamites.
Right.
That's mainly what it was. Hamite paraphernalia. You feel me? People selling, the Hamite dashikis, all the ornaments, all the smell goods, everything from the Hamite culture. Not a dang thing
The
in
cow
there.
piss cologne.
Hey, right? Not a dang thing in there was Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, unless it was from the ISUPK.
Right.
That's all I had on that slide.
That's damn right. You can't call it the Black Expo because they took the nigga all out of it.
Right.
And it's nothing but Hamite culture all through that thing. You know what I'm saying? And they took the word black out of it as well because they wanted it to be friendly for white people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They wanted to make it white people friendly. And that's the thing. Whenever they want to make something so everybody else can enjoy black man, you're the one that has to suffer.
Right.
They take your culture and make sure that everybody else can benefit from it. They don't give a damn how you feel. You think they care because you want to call it the Black Expo?
Hey, right.
People just do that just because. But what is the point I was making? It was a point that I wanted to make about the expo.
You was talking about how when we had went there, you know how they started to gentrify and take over everything. Basically.
Yeah, but it
I
was.
believe that's what it was.
There was a certain point. It was something that had to do with the scripture.
I'm gonna go back and read it.
Yeah, it'll come to me. I'll come back to it. My memory will jog loose. I'm getting old, so don't worry, Facebook.
This is talking about a sinful nation. You know how they move over us. Keep going. Come on. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. Verse 35.
Right, so that's your Christian church. That's what I was talking about. All right, so prime example. Like we came across a lot of Christians, right?
Right.
So I got a shirt that says "Never forget Christianity as a hate group."
Right.
In order for her to feel good about her sin, I asked her, you know what I'm saying? She was like, "Christianity a hate group?" She's like, "What do you mean?" You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Christ was a Christian." And I'm like, "Christ never called himself a Christian."
Right.
Somebody has to show me that scripture where Jesus Christ called himself a Christian.
Right.
Where he says, "Me, myself, Jesus Christ, come in the name of Christianity to teach the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And I come for everybody, not just not just the lost sheep of the house of Israel."
Right.
I need to see them scriptures. I need to see them scriptures where he said, "I come for everybody, not just the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and I come in the name of Christianity."
Right.
I need them scriptures because this is what the Christian church wants to make you believe. Like this is what Christ came for.
Right.
So anyway, I asked her. I said, "Are the KKK not Christians?" Of course, she said no. She said the KKK are not Christians, even though they got crosses all over their goddamn outfits and they burned crosses in the middle of the goddamn yard when they was coming to lynch and murder black people.
Right.
But she will say anything to help her subscribe to the concept of white Jesus.
Right.
Why white Jesus? Because white Jesus says that you can do whatever the hell that you want to do and you don't have to be accountable for nothing.
Because he died for your sins.
Right. He died for you to continue to sin, apparently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? White Jesus, in Christian belief, you don't have to subscribe. This is what the evil man that's ruling over Israel now have taught Israel. Go ahead. You got it?
You're right.
This is what the evil man teaching over Israel now has taught Israel to subscribe to this bullshit.
Right.
To where if it don't fit your needs, reject the truth.
Right.
Just flat out reject it.
Hey, right. If it don't fit your needs, reject the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfect right there.
If it don't fit what you want to do, reject it. Not my Jesus.
Right.
Not her Jesus. Her Jesus ain't got no hate.
Right.
Black people suffering and dying, and that's the sad part. The bitch had on a Juneteenth shirt.
Right.
Like the logic don't make sense. So Christianity ain't bad because it wasn't forced on us. Like I said, she had the Juneteenth shirt on. I asked her. I said, "So what were slaves before they got over here? What was their religious view? What did they subscribe to? Before they got over here, what did they believe? What church did they go to? You know what I'm saying? What was that church called? Pentecostal Baptist? What was it?" Of course, she couldn't answer. She told me that all the slaves that came over here were already Christians.
Hey, right.
This is the spirit of Christianity, to reject the truth and imply your own. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Right.
That is what Christianity teaches, man. That's what these false leaders that we're reading about now in the Maccabees were trying to get people to do. To reject the reality and substitute their own. You understand? That's why it's heaven.
Right.
You can do whatever you want to do. No one has to go, no one has to die or burn in hell in heaven. That's why it's heaven. You understand? No one has to stop doing whatever sin that they want to do in heaven. That's why it's heaven.
Hey, right.
This is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to die to go there, but you get to do whatever you want to do and you live forever.
Right.
That's why it's heaven. This is what Christianity wants you to believe.
Right.
I'm here to tell you this bullshit.
Right.
You understand? If you know anything about the Bible, man, you'll understand this. The Lord's Prayer tell you, "Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." Heaven is supposed to be on earth. The white man's heaven is on earth. The Chinese man's heaven is on earth. The Korean's man's heaven is on earth. The African man's heaven is on earth.
Right.
You understand? What is heaven? Heaven is having power to make sure that your people don't have to suffer.
Right.
You can do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how the hell you want to do it.
Right.
That's heaven. Every other nation has that heaven except for us. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. We don't have that heaven.
Right.
We don't have any power to do anything. We just subscribe. We subscribe and do what we can and get the bare minimum out of every goddamn situation.
Right.
This is what they was trying to inflict on Israel right now in the story of Maccabees. This is what they're trying to make them subscribe to. Let's find out how this plays out. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 35. So, verse 34. So, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 35.
Fortified themselves. They got a police to protect them. Sound familiar?
Hey, right?
You know, like you think the Constitution is just something they came up with. The Constitution says that you can, the first one is you can say whatever you want to say, and then the second one is that you can pack a weapon. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like they make sure that they put things and implement things in place.
The First and Second Amendment.
Yeah, to protect themselves.
Right.
So they don't have to subscribe to anything that they don't want to.
Right.
This is what was going on here. But the thing is, the things that they were implementing was just for you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man.
Right.
Because they were benefiting off of your goddamn backs, which we forget. We forget that this happens.
We forget it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny if I could. Whatever happened to that old saying, forgive but never forget. You understand? Now I see that saying is going completely out the window and it's turned backwards.
Yeah, forgive and forget.
You feel me? Now everybody want to forgive. Now everybody want to forgive everybody and forget everybody. You feel me? Except when it comes to the niggas. Them niggas you can't forgive them.
All thing you need to know is God loves everybody.
Hey, right?
But anybody else that suffers will be avenged. Right. Except for you niggas. You niggas gotta get vengeance in white heaven.
Hey, right? Hey, not white heaven, right?
White heaven. The same people that murdered and killed you, you have to go to heaven with. Right? They have to be attached at the hip. Right. God is gonna forgive them for everything that they've done. So who the fuck is God gonna avenge?
I was just about to say. So if he's gonna forgive everybody, right? Like the age-old question: how the hell do I get down to hell then?
Right.
How do I have to go down there? Because it's clear I don't want to be up there with you niggas.
Right.
I ain't about to spend eternity with you niggas.
If all these devils is going to heaven, I'll stay in hell.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't about to spend eternity with you niggas. These pigs. can't say what I want to say on here, but you know what I'm going for.
Hey, listen, I'd rather stay in hell, me and my niggas.
Hey, right?
Hey,
look, me and all my niggas go to hell. Me and all my niggas like hell.
Hey, right?
Hey, if I gotta stay there with Saint or whoever, hey, I'm fine with it.
Hey, listen.
Maybe he a cooler dude than white Jesus.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Because that show what they want you to believe is a dude with a pitchfork with red horns down there.
Hey, right?
That's what they want you to. They want you to be afraid of him.
Right.
But every oppressor, you don't look at them as a threat.
Right.
You look at them as people that I guess they love you.
Hey, right? They love us. They got love and compassion for us. They not like their ancestors.
Not at all.
They
never owned any slaves.
Hey, right?
And apparently they never benefited from white privilege.
I was just gonna say, hey, nah, they never benefited from all the slaves that their ancestors had though.
Right.
You feel me? The land they walk on right now belongs to them.
Yeah, these stories right here are just all made up. They have no significant backing whatsoever, even though they find artifacts all around the goddamn world every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The oppressor is truly a wicked beast.
That's right. Anything else on that, sir?
No, let's get some more scriptures.
Verse 35. And stored it also with armor and victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up. They laid them up there. And so they became a sore snare.
Right. It became a trap.
Right.
Right.
Verse 36. And for it was a place to lie, wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary.
Who?
And an evil adversary
An evil adversary, an evil enemy,
Right.
an evil person that opposes. That's what an adversary is. Adversary is an opponent,
Right.
a devil.
Right.
Just go ahead.
And an evil adversary to Israel. Verse
I
37.
made it very simple to Israel.
Right. Verse 37. Thus they shall be. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary and defiled it. Verse 38.
Listen, this ain't nothing new. How many times have you seen the devil run inside a black church and murder everybody in the goddamn church?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not even shocking anymore when you see it. Let's get some.
Nah, it's like,
go ahead.
it's like if I could, like that, like it's sad that you have to put it like that. It's not even shocking anymore to see a black Hispanic Native Indian being killed, let alone in a supposed safe haven.
Right.
You feel me? Of all the places that you're gonna kill somebody, I'm not, like I said, we don't condone violence here. But of all the places that you are gonna kill somebody, you think the church will be the last place that you're gonna do it. And the house of God is gonna be the last place that you do it.
Right.
You feel me? In the schools, it's going to be the last place that you do it. But yet and still, we find black Hispanic Native Indian blood therein. You feel me?
Right.
This is what America led us to. This is what America's got us. You feel me? This is where America and all its treasures hold for us.
Hey, listen, and they tell you, yeah, it happened, nigga. Now shut the hell up, put your hand over your heart, and pledge allegiance to the flag. Like,
Hey, look, to the United States of America.
hey, listen, that be their spirit too. Yeah, it happened. So what? Now shut up, put your hand over your heart, and pledge allegiance. That's what you do.
Hey, right?
For every goddamn sporting event that you niggers have to entertain us. Dance, nigger, entertain me.
So fuck if I could.
Go ahead, please.
It is so sickening though, because of course, hey, look, it's funny because I forgot about this, but I just started thinking about it as you was talking about the Pledge of Allegiance. So correct me if I'm wrong, but during the Pledge of Allegiance, doesn't it tell you that don't quote me on this, but we are basically one nation under God. You feel me? Here in America, we are supposed to be one nation under God.
Right.
So my thing is this: if we're supposed to be one nation under God, why is it that the niggas are dying and we ain't getting no justice for us?
But here's the thing: we are one nation under God. That God is white Jesus. That nation is America.
Hey, right?
Because black people cannot stop celebrating Easter.
Right.
They can't stop celebrating the 4th. They won't subscribe to who the fuck their enemies are. So lucky my language.
Right.
But like they just refuse to accept the fact that the oppressor's the goddamn devil. So like they hate their own people.
No.
Somebody got a comment on there?
Somebody checking in.
Most High Christ. Most High Christ. Like they refuse to subscribe to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is one nation. This is just like Babylon.
Right.
Get down or lay down.
Right.
That's the spirit America puts out for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Nobody else has to subscribe. A Chinese man don't stand up for the. Listen, if you see a Chinese man at a sporting event, he's not standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right.
The Koreans ain't standing up for the Pledge of Allegiance. The Muslims ain't.
They say
it's against their religion, they religious belief. They don't have to subscribe to that.
Right.
Nobody ever makes a big deal. Niggas do it and the world stands still.
Right.
He tell you he's doing it because of the brutality and the murders that's going on and nobody's doing anything about it. And you tell him that he's disrespecting the soldier when the soldier is the one that told him to do it. He said, man, listen, it's peaceful and that's your right. That's why I went over there to fight, so you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Right.
Peaceable. Peaceable. They took something peaceable and made it violent. That's what the oppressor does.
Right.
He took something that was peaceable and turned it into something violent. Let's get some more scriptures.
Come. Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them.
Right.
Whereupon the city was made a habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her.
Listen, this is what your ghettos look like now.
Right.
The ghettos is gentrified. They don't even look the same. Like, I think something wrong with me, boy, because when I ride down 10th Street and I see 10th Street with niggas everywhere and seeing crackheads out, like, I sad to say, but I'd rather see that than goddamn white people jogging and walking their goddamn dog. I do. I rather see crackheads every goddamn where than white people walking a goddamn dog. Freak you white people. Pause. But you get the point I'm trying to make because I ain't trying to get this page suspended.
Terrible.
Go ahead.
No, it's sad that you even got to bring that up because I forget where we was riding about.
I'd rather see my people suffer than to see your people happy.
Right.
Hey, it just is what it is. Hey, listen, and I don't give a damn about this suffering because that's what our ISUPK is here.
Right.
Because we're going to do everything to ease that suffering.
Right.
That's why we have food drives, clothes drives, and school supply drives, and all them things. That's why we do them things to ease that suffering. That's why we go out on the street corners and to teach and show our people the way to
Right.
get them off the drugs and let them know who their real enemy is.
Right.
But I'd rather see them suffer any day than to see you goddamn oppressors happy in our goddamn neck of the woods.
Right.
You understand? Like, who the hell wants to see that, man? It hurts to see these goddamn oppressors happy. It hurts to see an oppressor happy more than it hurts to see my people suffer.
Right.
Like I said, something's wrong with me apparently because that's just how I feel. Go ahead.
It's lucky now. If I could, I completely agree. I 100% agree with you because the thing is, when they happy and they prospering, it means more Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians are dying as it is already.
Right.
You feel me? Them prospering is going to be nothing but another death of another Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian.
Right.
You feel me? At least this crackhead right here that I know is suffering, at least I know that he's alive and I have a chance of possibility and I have a chance of possibly saving him.
Right.
You know, like you said, the reason why the ISUPK exists is because of brothers like that right there. So we can save them.
Right.
You feel me? But these devils taking over our spot, taking over our neighborhood and our ghettos, they condemning our brothers to death. They stopping me from doing my job. You feel me?
Damn that oppressor, man. Yeah. Like he ain't gonna do nothing. So my thing is this: where are the brothers that's destroyed in the ghettos going? We know they're not getting help. We know they're not getting treatment.
Right.
We know the oppressor ain't doing nothing for them.
Right.
Where the fuck are they going?
We know they don't have no rehabilitation spots for them.
Right. No, that's only in the white neighborhoods.
Right.
You gotta go up to Hickville to get that kind of treatment.
Like I told you, when I was passing up some flyers and stuff, I came by that one spot. It's literally on Capitol.
Right.
You walk down Capitol, they literally have a rehabilitation house for the oppressors.
Mhm.
For any drug addict oppressor that wants to go in there, they can just walk in there and live there and just do chores. That's how they really rehabilitate their own.
Say, hey, I'm white.
Right?
So what are the qualifications to come in here? It must be white.
Right.
And they look at us like we wrong because we say the qualifications to come in here, you must be Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian.
You must be born into this.
Right, just like you got to be born into the higher society of white America.
Right.
In order to be a part of the power structure in America, you must be born into it.
Hey, right. I can't just claim that I'm Elon. I can't just claim that I'm Elon Musk's son.
All these people that self-identify as man, women, cat, dog, and all that other bullshit.
Hey, right.
Try to identify as a rich white man if you're Black.
Hey, right.
They say you can be anything you want to be now.
Right.
Try being equal. A self-identify
Hey, right.
is equal with the oppressor.
Right.
But you can't. Try to self-identify as an American with rights. See what happens. You ever notice why when Black people say, we're going to get back to the scriptures, but like when a cop pulls a Black person over and they get to talking about, I got rights and this is illegal and this and that, and you can't do this, and you're violating my First Amendment, my Second Amendment, and my Third and Fourth Amendment, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like Black people get to saying this shit, and as they're saying that, what's happening? The cop is getting madder and madder.
Right.
The cop is getting angrier and angrier. He don't give a damn about your amendment.
The constitutional rights go out the window after that.
I mean, he don't give a damn about your constitutional rights.
Right.
He don't give a damn about none of that. How dare you think that you are special, you goddamn nigger?
Right.
Well,
Equal to me.
Right. That's how he feels. You speaking on that pisses him off.
Right.
That's why whenever you see Black people talking about, you know what I'm saying, I got rights and this and that, like I said, you see that cop getting angrier and angrier. Before you know it, he done bust a Black dude upside his head. They don't give a damn about getting sued. They don't give a damn about none of that.
Right.
They go to court and be as arrogant as ever.
Right.
Be arrogant about it. Give a damn. There's no real consequences. Yeah, he got fired in Las Vegas. He just went to Arizona and got hired as a police officer.
Right, and got reinstated.
Reinstated.
Set up out there.
You just gonna beat niggas here.
Right?
Understand my fault. Something you want to say?
No, that's all the same. No.
Let's get back to the scriptures.
Verse 38. Let's look. Verse 38. Insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her.
Like I said, that's a black neighborhood. We live in a neighborhood where all my neighbors were born in that neighborhood.
Right?
They, them houses, they grew up and down the street. They grew up in that neighborhood. That motherfucker being gentrified right before their eyes.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is they didn't notice it until I spoke on it.
Right.
I'm like, look at these goddamn devils right here. You know what I'm saying? And here's the sad part: the devils come to make the neighborhood. You think the property value increases because devils are clean and tidy and all of that? No, the devils are the ones that leaving trash out.
Right.
The devils are the ones, like when they was working on the house, they was just leaving boxes all, wind blowing them all down the goddamn street. When one neighbor went to go check them on it, the devil got offended, like, nigga, who the hell are you to tell me to clean up my mess?
Right.
You don't tell me to clean up my mess, black man.
So in fact, you clean up my mess.
Right, exactly. Know your role, nigger.
Right.
You ever tell me to clean up my mess? Who the hell you think you are? Telling me about my mess?
Right.
Do what I want to do with my mess.
Right.
That's the pride of the oppression. I'm telling you. That's all of them, man. They come and take over the city. You don't even recognize the city no more.
Right.
They come and take over the ghetto. You don't even recognize the ghetto no more. They turn down all the old things and build all these smoothie shops and everything that benefits state people. You ride through the neighborhood, don't even recognize it.
Right.
You know how it used to look and how it used to be. So my thing is this: you can only fix these buildings up if white people move in. Why come you couldn't fix them up while the neighborhood is still predominantly black?
Right.
Make it make sense. Why come you couldn't fix it up while the neighborhood was predominantly black?
Right.
All this low value and all this other shit. Maybe if you put some nice shit around here, maybe if you put that movie theater there, maybe if you put some shit for black people to do around here, maybe it'll help drive up the value and black people will start feeling appreciated. But if you treated people like animals, how the hell do you expect them to act?
Right.
You know why dogs start to act real human? Why dogs don't understand that they're dogs?
Right.
You know why dogs don't understand they're dogs nowadays? It's because you don't treat them like dogs.
Right.
You treat dogs like people. So now the dog wants to go for a car ride all the time. Whenever you leave, he wants to go. Whatever you eat, he wants some of because you feed him real people food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You baby him so much that he has no idea that it's his job to protect the house. So now whenever you do something to see if he's going to attack somebody, the goddamn dog runs and jumps out the back window.
Right. Goes behind you.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, protect me, owner.
Yeah, protect me, owner. He doesn't know his place because you done made him believe that he's human.
Right.
But in the same breath, you take a human being and treat him worse than a goddamn dog.
Right.
And then expect him to understand that he's a fucking human.
Right.
After you done treated him like an animal for over 400 years.
Right.
You goddamn devils is the worst, man. Let's get some more of the scriptures.
And her own children left her. Verse 39. And her sanctuary was laid. And her sanctuary was laid waste, like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Sabbaths into reproach her honor. Her Sabbaths into reproach her honor unto conception. Contempt. God damn, how can I not pronounce that word? Verse 40. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased.
Right. As glorious as it was, the dishonor was just as bad.
Right.
Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This is what we still experiencing to this day.
And her excellency was turned into mourning. Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the commandments of the king. Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. Verse 44. For the king by that they should follow the right. Right.
This is not true. If this is true, then why the hell do you set boundaries for your child?
Right.
If that's the case, your kids should be able to do what the hell they want to do. If you have a child that wants to eat candy and cereal all day, you should let them. If you feel like you get to do what you want to do, why come that child can't?
Right.
Oh, because it's a child. Well, so are you. You are a child of the Most High. You are a child of the Most High power. That is your father. And every time you do whatever you want to do and not what your father tells you to do, you disobey.
Right.
You disobey. But you want your kids to obey you. If you're not going to obey your father, then why the hell should your kids obey you? Go ahead.
It's a luck if I could. It's funny because like when I think about it like this, like when it comes to these laws, statutes, commandments, and people talking about, there's, we don't have to follow certain things, we don't have to follow this and that.
Done away with.
Yeah, right. It's done away with. If that's the case, then why do you follow laws? Why do you follow anything the oppressor tells you?
Yeah, you should be
You
speaking.
feel me? There should be no repercussions behind anything that you do here in America. You feel me? You should be able to go and hurt as many people as you want to, unalive as many people as you want to, drive past the speed limit. Do whatever you want, and the oppressor should not have a say in anything you should do.
Yeah, if the laws were done away with, you should be able to murder who you want to murder,
Right.
steal what you want to steal, kill who you want to kill, and there should be no repercussions behind it.
Right. If you can do whatever you want here in these scriptures, then shouldn't that same thing apply to everyday life? I mean, who's to say that there's a limit on it?
Hey, Christians be like, well, I guess that makes sense.
Come. Verse 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days. Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary,
Right.
and holy people. Verse 47. Set up altars and groves, and the chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts.
Right. That's your Christian church right now to this day.
Right.
To fish fry with catfish.
Having a catfish fry,
Yep.
serving up all the pork chops, greens with bacon bits in it, feel me, pig feet, pig
Right.
neck, all that.
Man, a Christian meal if they don't have bacon somewhere in it.
Hey, right? It's a lucky pork bacon, right? Verse 48.
Well, when I say bacon, that's what I meant.
Hey, right?
Because when you're eating something that's not pork bacon, they make it very clear, like turkey bacon.
Hey, right? No, you're right. Because, like, prime example,
I've
they'll be
never
like,
heard nobody say pork bacon.
no, you're right. Because, prime example, they'll be like, we eating turkey sausage. They'll make a they'll make a specification.
Yeah, distinguish.
Let you know it's a difference between the two.
Right. When I say bacon without putting a turkey or something like that in front of it,
It's basically
pig.
pork is automatically the default.
Exactly.
Right? Verse 48. And they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable.
Mm-hmm.
with all manner of uncleanliness and profanation, I believe it's not pronounced right. Verse 49. To the end they might forget the law.
Jesus Christ.
Huh?
No, I was reading that scripture with you. To the end that they might forget the law. It ain't no might, right? And the ones that don't forget the law just choose not to follow it, right?
They just choose to ignore it.
They just choose to ignore it. They just choose to ignore the goddamn law because they don't give a damn about Christ.
Right.
They don't really love Christ. They love themselves more.
Right.
If I gotta choose
It's
between
YOLO, sir.
hey, listen, if I gotta choose between loving the Most High and loving myself, I choose myself.
Right.
That is your Christian spirit. That is the Christian philosophy.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Come. Verse 49. And to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. Verse 50.
Change all the ordinances. Now you think the Sabbath is Sunday.
Right.
You understand? You think Christmas is Christ's birthday. You think Easter is the resurrection.
Right.
You think your birthday is a high holy day.
Right.
That's how motherfuckers treat it.
Right.
It's my birthday month. That's what they say.
Shit's sick.
Let's get some more.
Fuck you. Said it's my birthday month. Really?
That's what they say.
God dang. I heard a week, but not a month.
You used to be a week. A week wasn't long enough.
I bet so. A week wasn't long enough for you to be sitting. It's already bad enough you're doing it a whole day. Now you gotta add it to a month. That's like a Christian. Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
There it is. You don't follow white America, you should die.
Hey, right? And if you don't follow, my fault.
Yeah, go ahead.
And if you don't follow the wicked ways that I'm telling you to follow, you don't, eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and, go out here and be a wicked beast to, all black, Hispanics, Native Indians, I'm going to kill you.
Right. That's the oppressor.
And there is no other way to put it.
You want to know why people died? Black men died when they get pulled over by cops for non-violent offenses? Because you should die not following what the king said.
Right.
The king said you should listen to me, nigga. Whenever I stop you, you should listen to whatever I got to tell you, no matter how right or wrong it is.
Right.
When I tell you to do something, you should do it.
Right.
And if you don't do it, you should die.
It's look, if we could, to further add on to that, like we see it in everyday life. When it comes down to a black, Hispanic, Native Indian, tell me one moment where you've seen a random, white civilian tell a black person to do something, or have that entitlement in their heart to tell somebody that, you have to do this, you have to, be this, and you have to listen to me.
Right.
And if you don't do it, I'm going to call the cops on you.
Right.
And if you don't do it, you're going to go to jail or you're going to get killed.
Yeah, white people, they weaponize the police now. They call the police and pray for the police to kill you.
Right.
They call the police, they use that, that's how they try to scare you.
Right.
I'm going to call the cops and you know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know they're going to come and they're going to kill you.
Right.
I remember a while back there was a challenge going around, like some type of goddamn social media challenge, where white girls would fake cry and then stop on a dime and smile at the camera. Like, this is such a wicked place, man.
That wasn't a mental disorder that nobody thought to check out.
No,
So I'm just making a joke.
No, so what it was is to show how easy it is for white men to basically get black men killed, black people killed, by just faking like they're, something's wrong and they're sad and this and that and blase scoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just faked at it.
Right.
And the challenge went viral and stuff, and everybody looked at it and was, psychoanalyzed it and all of that, but nobody really got to the root of the problem.
Right.
This is how black men die in America.
Right.
For some white hussy.
White tears.
Yeah, white tears.
Women tears.
More valuable than gold and diamonds.
Right.
White woman tears is more valuable than gold and diamonds, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what black people must subscribe to. You must subscribe to the fact that white woman tears is more valuable than gold and diamond, and if you don't, you die.
Right.
Whatever white America wants you to do and you don't do it, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child, you die. Right. That's what you're doing right here in the Maccabees. We just read it. You don't subscribe to what the king says, you die.
Right.
You don't subscribe to what white America says, under whatever king is ruling white America, you die.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 51. In the self-same manner, wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseer.
Officer.
Huh?
No, I'm just saying, overseers, the officers now. Appointed overseers.
Right.
Officers in today's term.
Right. Overseers of all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice.
The cities of who?
Judah.
The ghettos. They got overseers in the cities of Judah.
Right.
They got officers in all the ghettos of Negroes.
Right.
Keep going. Just drawing a comparison for you, that's all.
To sacrifice, city by city.
What?
City by to sacrifice, city by city.
It don't matter what city, what state, where black people are at, we're all under the same oppression.
Right.
From the overseer, officer. Let's go.
Right, look for the neighborhood watch.
Right?
Verse 52. Then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evil in the land.
They did what?
And so they committed evil in the land.
We don't like to do evil in the land.
Right? It's like, hey, we ain't got to, hey, look, the laws are do away with. Hey, about to go out here and celebrate Easter, Halloween, Christmas, my birthday month. Boy, it's about to be a fun fest looking at.
Right?
That's really how they be. Verse 53. And drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee for security.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month of 15th month, Keselu, in the 145th year,
Right?
they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and built idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. Verse 55. And burnt incense at the door of the houses in the streets. Verse 56. And when they had rent the pieces of the books of the law which they had found, they burnt them with fire.
Yep. When they pumped the scriptures,
Right.
when they pumped the laws, them statutes and them commandments, they burnt them up. You want to know what happened to your history, black man, Hispanic man, and Indian man? This is it.
Right.
We're reading it. We're reading what happened. Let's get some more.
Verse 57. And whosoever was found with any book of the testimony, or if any committed to the law, the king. Verse 57. And whosoever was found with any of the book of the testament, and if any committed to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
You gotta die.
Right.
For being a follower of the Most High.
Verse 58. Thus did they by the audacity. The authorities unto Israel. Thus did they their audacity. Authority. Why can I not pronounce that word? By their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities.
Right.
Verse 59. Now the 5 and 20th day of the month did they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God. Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put the death curtain. They put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. Verse 61. And they hanged the infants by their necks and rifled their houses and slew them and had circumcised them. Verse 62.
Read that part again.
Verse 61. And they had hanged the infants by their necks.
And they went to the little babies?
They hanged the infants by their necks.
And this right here, the stories that we read, every goddamn Christian that I come across wants you to forgive these crimes.
Right.
They want you to forgive these crimes that we're reading about. They want you to believe that, hey, that was just then, and the oppressor would never commit these same atrocities now. They just wouldn't do it. Like, they love you now. They didn't love you then, but they love you now. And the things that we're reading about now would never happen again because of his unwavering love and devotion to you and to white Jesus. So you would never have to worry about these atrocities, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, because the oppressor loves you.
Right.
This is what a Christian pastor wants you to believe. This is what all Christians want you to believe, man.
Right.
And I'm just going to tell you flat out, you'd be a goddamn fool to believe that, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man.
Right.
You would be a goddamn fool if I ever seen one. Never trust your enemy.
Right.
That's what the scriptures say.
Trust thine enemy.
And these goddamn filthy, disgusting pieces of crap are all your goddamn enemies, man.
Right.
We reading it. We reading it right here out the scriptures.
Right.
If this ain't your goddamn enemy, then who is?
Right.
You think these people that left? All these people have kids. Who the hell you think their kids are?
Right. What do you think they were taught?
We gotta hunt down this history. I can promise you that this is a verbal history. This is a verbal history. How do you know that they have a verbal history and they pass their history on? Where the fuck do you think they rock that Confederate flag so hard?
Right.
Why do you think that spirit of the North versus the South is so strong? They will never forget that.
Right.
That's a verbal history. They feel like they was cheated out of a victory.
Right.
They feel like your black ass should be in slave chains right now, slaving for them. That is a verbal history passed down. And where do you think it started from? Where do you think that spirit
Originated from?
Yeah, keeping people in slavery, torturing them, doing whatever you want to do. This superior spirit comes from. We're reading it right here.
Right.
Hanging infants. They don't care about black people dying. We seen the devil at camp. He flat out said he was afraid to say it. He's like, can I speak the truth?
Right. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, can I be honest with you? Without anybody beating me up? I'm like, man, ain't nobody gonna attack you. He thought Bongad was gonna bust his ass. Pause. You know what I
Beat him
mean?
up with the staff and
Yeah,
everything.
he thought Bongad was gonna beat him down. Right? I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna whoop you. Say what you want to say. Right? And he flat out told us, I don't give a damn about black people dying. I don't give a damn about black kids suffering. Right. None of that bothers me. He doesn't lose a wink of sleep. Right. He's only concerned with white people dying. Right. White problems. And that's why he was offended, because we was out there calling them white men the devil and never trust them. And he wants us to tell black people to let their guard down so him and his people can continue to murder us. Right. I mean, that was the whole argument right there. Right. Is that devil wrong? No. Are you wrong for trusting this devil, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man? Yes. You understand? Let that devil be a goddamn devil. Right. He's doing what he's programmed to do. Go ahead.
So, Lucky, if I could, like how the scriptures say all the time, ye are of your father, the devil, man. You feel me? So, and the lust of your father you will do.
Right.
You feel me? And it's going to be passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation.
Right.
And that devil right there did nothing but further prove that his father taught him right. His grandfather taught him right.
His hatred,
You feel me?
his hatred was strong.
His lineage and that right there, I ain't gonna lie to you. That right there, that's what I want. I want more of that. We need more of that.
Right.
You understand? We need more white people to do exactly what that devil did right there. Because what he did was show his true colors. He let black people know how he truly feels about us. Emmett Till, he don't give a damn about him. Donovan Lewis, he don't give a damn about him. Jalen Walker, he didn't give a damn about him. Breonna Taylor, he don't give a damn about them. You understand? All these murders of black, Hispanics, Native Indians all across the world, he don't give a damn about.
And
He
his
does not
mind-
lose a wink of sleep
In his
about it.
mind, he didn't understand why he should care.
Right. He don't. Why should he care? His people's. Hey, look, his people was on the receiving end of it. His people was fine.
Makes sense to me. I wouldn't care either.
Right. His people got off scot free. You feel me? His brothers wouldn't charge no crimes against it.
I don't care about white people suffering. Why should he care about black?
Right.
I agree with the devil.
Like I said, we need more white people like that.
Hey,
So
listen, with more white people like that is fine, but what you need to do, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, is understand that whether a white person admits it or not,
Right.
that's how they all feel.
Right. But the reason why I say like we need more white people like that, because prime example, like when Trump was in office,
Right.
Black people all over the world understood it that even though it was a momentary, it was a momentary thing, it wasn't, like a long-term thing. Even for that bit of moment, everybody understood there was a separation between black Hispanics and Native, between black people and white people. Understand?
But even though they knew it, nobody still cared.
No. No, that's what I said. It was a momentary thing. But even then, they still acknowledge that much.
But the thing is, they acknowledge it now. They just don't care.
Right.
Because, so they knew Trump didn't care about black people,
Right.
but they forgave him because he sent some money out.
Right.
It's going, the fact of the matter is this. It's the wickedness is going to happen. It's going to have to happen to them directly.
It's gonna have to happen to
It's
them
going to
personally,
have to
huh?
happen to them personally. Because at the end of the day, black people don't have that connection that we should have like every other nation have. If something happens to one Chinese man, it happens to all of them.
Right.
A Chinese man look at it like if something happens to a Chinese man, he look at it like, well, shit, that could have been me.
Right. Right.
That could have been me. That's how they look at it. That's how all the nations look at it. They
Right.
look at something happen, they're like, well, shit, that could happen to me.
Right.
I got to make sure that this never happens again.
Right.
We look at something that happens to one of us, and we don't look at it like that could have been us. We look at it like, man, that nigga's stupid. I don't know why he did that. But then when it happens to another nation, we feel sad and compassion. It happens to a white man, we be like, well, shit, that could have been me.
Right.
If it happens to a white man, it can happen to me. But if it happens to another black person, that was just that nigga it happened to. Like, that's the disconnect that we have in this nation. I get what you're saying because a lot of people was like, yeah, man, Trump, he don't care about white people. But you're still doing all the
These
shit
black
that,
people.
yeah, he was like, Trump don't care about black people. But they still doing all the shit that makes white people rich.
Right.
They
Nah,
still
you're right.
they still taking care of the white nation. They still dependent
No,
on
they were
them.
still celebrating the holidays. They were still celebrating. At the time, it was, I believe, it was Black Lives Matter, wasn't it? When Trump was in office.
Like not knowing ain't enough. What are you gonna do about it?
No. that's
And
right.
nobody was willing to do nothing about
No, come on.
it. And that's what the problem. So I get your spirit because you're thinking from a One West point of view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, a lot of people did understand. They even started to get the truth. They understood the truth, but they didn't want to live the truth
Right.
because white America still allows them to live in sin.
Right.
They do whatever it is that they little heathen heart desires.
No, they were still living a lot of. They were still allowing them to live the Christian lifestyle.
Right.
You feel me? Everybody wants to feel good. Nobody actually wants to be good.
Exactly. That's exactly what we witness.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying like you, like
You got to look at it from two different points.
Yeah. No, you're not.
No,
wrong at
I
all.
get you. I get you.
You're not wrong at all. But you know what I'm saying? Like you, like most brothers in the school, you got hope for these niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I don't know if I still have hope for these niggas out here, but I'm gonna do my job until I'm told not to anymore.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because there's only so much Like we all see the same news. We all see the same thing. We all witness it. We all experience it.
Right.
Like at some point in time, you got to shit or get off the pot. Right? Like these people don't want to get off the pot. They want to sit there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And once more, it's going to have to take for something bad to happen to them in order for them to understand and realize and then join the fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And at that point, it might be too late for them.
Exactly.
It took for you, like you said, it took for something that personally happened to you and for your personal suffering, for your own suffering, not for your neighbor, your brother, the nigga down the street or across the state. It didn't take for none of them happening.
Yeah,
Nothing happened to them for you to care.
Yeah, your
It
family
took
gonna have to die.
it took for your own family to die. And like I said, it might be too late at that point.
That sounds good. We get a couple more on the scriptures and then we're gonna shut it down.
Come on. I was at 61. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 61. And they hanged the infants by their necks.
This is what's gonna have to happen to the people that you was just talking about.
Right.
It's gonna have to be their infants to get hanged by the neck.
Right.
It can't be somebody that they know of.
Right.
Or just a random black person that they see on the TV, because we are so destroyed that we don't have that kind of connection no more to where we see sadness and feel the pain.
Right.
Even when you look about like the George Floyd incident, yeah, black people were out marching and all of that, but then some pagan holiday came up, and the
4th of July.
4th of July.
The same one that just passed.
Yeah.
It was 4th of July. It was actually the next day. The next day after. And I remember we was at we was down there. We was in the middle of it.
Yeah. So
when you had brought it up when you was at camp, you was like, everybody out here marching for, George Floyd, no justice, no peace. But then as soon as y'all done doing this, y'all gonna go turn around and celebrate the 4th of July.
And the next day, all of that shit
was gone.
there. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen it coming.
Right.
I seen it coming. But after the 4th of July, they went right back to marching.
Right.
But they took a pause to go celebrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it's going to have to take. It's going to have to take the infants that's being hung to be their infants.
Right.
It's going to have to be their sons, their daughters, their nieces, their nephews, people that they love closely.
Right.
Because we don't love each other enough to feel each other's pain.
Right.
We took a pause during George Floyd's protest to go celebrate the white man's holiday.
Put more money in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
To go further his nation and, building up the destruction of Black, Hispanic, and Native
Since
Indians.
you going to the protest? Hell no, I bought all these firecrackers. I got to get it in.
Right? To go build another prison for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians.
I'm about to barbecue. We're about to eat good. We protest tomorrow.
Right.
Protest wasn't serious.
That's exactly what they did. We protest tomorrow.
They feel this wasn't serious.
It's so long. I don't even laugh at that. But imagine if UPK did that. Take a pause on, doing classes, doing camp to go celebrate a pagan holiday.
But no, it's General Muhammad's birthday.
Hey, right?
They teach class.
Man, nigga, this truth would never get pushed. Feel me? A UPK birthday every single goddamn day.
Yeah, right.
This truth would never get pushed.
Right.
That's what separates us from everybody else.
That separates free men from slaves.
Right.
Slaves, when the master tells them it's time to celebrate, they celebrate.
Right.
Let's get some more. Wrap this verse up.
Come on. And rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Verse 62.
These people are getting murdered for following the laws.
Right.
Your black ass ain't following the laws, and you trying to figure it out.
Hey, right? Damn. Hey, no, that's heavy. Verse 62. Howbeit, many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves.
Damn right. Fully resolved and confirmed in themselves.
Not to eat any unclean thing. Verse 63. Wherefore, the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they die.
This is one much right here. We ain't voting for nothing. It is what it is. Go ahead.
Verse 64. And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
Read that again.
Verse 64. And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
The oppressor is livid.
Right.
Never forget that, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. And the only thing these people was doing was minding their own business.
Trying to follow law, such
The con man seen that the oppressor was coming, trying to set up shop. They struck business deals to get in where they could. These are your Christian pastors. And now you see a whole nation get destroyed. If you want to know why the ghettos are still fucked up, read this verse and compare the notes.
Right.
You want to know why the ghettos are still destroyed? Read this verse and compare the notes. It's not hard.
Right.
That being said, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. We got ISUPK started out on 1 West, 125th Street, home New York, under commanding, Guyana. Get ready for the Midwest barbecue, man. We're about 2 weeks out, a week and a half out. It's going down in Chicago, man. Go online for all the information. Anybody has any questions, you already know to reach out to the city nearest you. With that being said, shalom, Israel.